Alright, team. I think I actually have everything set up correctly for once. I don't know why that's so hard for me to do. But we're there. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was playing guitar for like the last 2 hours and I kind of didn't realize what time it was getting to be, so I had to scramble to get everything ready. It's also kind of why my cheeks are a little red right now. This is getting warm doing it. Good old Elysian space dust. That's what I drink about half the time on these Friday night streams. If it's not PBR. Alright, anyway. So we are going to be playing the straight up blue-white Yorion deck. For anyone who's been paying attention to the format, you'd know that basically Yorion has taken over. It's not got a stranglehold on the format by any means. This is no Omnath. But, yeah, this is basically the thing that's supplanted the best deck after the bannings. Or rather, hasn't supplanted anything, it's filled in the gap left by the bannings. Anyway, so this is PV's latest list. You can tell I like PV because I end up playing his list quite a bit. Even before he was the world champ, I liked watching him. I've been watching him since the mid-2000s. I think 2005 is about the first time I ever heard anything about him. But anyway, that's all kind of beside the point. So, basically, there's like two core versions of this deck. There's the blue-white version, which we're playing here, and there's a white-green version that's a little bit more of a mid-range aggressive style deck. This one plays a lot more of a controlling role, which, if you know me, I prefer control decks, generally speaking, whenever I can get away with them. So, I've opted for this version because it suits my playstyle a little better. And without taking forever to go over the deck, as we've already kind of spent time doing that already, we'll just talk kind of about the core elements of the deck. So, with any Yorion deck, this is just kind of a enter the battlefield, come into play, whatever you want to call it, blink deck. So we've got a lot of effects in here that do things when permanents come into play. Omen of the Sea draws a card after you scry 2. So these we're probably going to try and keep in play as long as possible under most circumstances so that we can blink them with Yorion, get extra cards. That's kind of the main thing you're looking to kind of set up as you get to the Yorion turns. Birth of Melodus, not so much something we plan on blinking with Yorion, but this is a great card for this style of deck. It allows us to play less lands than we would normally. So for this deck, we're playing 26 actual lands, plus 4 Glasspool Mimic, 4 Emeria Shattered Skyclave, or Emeria's Call, I guess, and 1 Seagate Restoration as 9 additional mana sources. So we've got 35 mana sources, plus Birth of Melodus more or less counts as a mana source, provided you at least have 2 mana in your opener. But we've got a lot of 2-drop spells to help us find lands as well. Omen, if we really need it. Maze Mind Tome can help dig us for lands. This is an okay Yorion target in the matchups where you're just grinding out super card advantage, and you're not trying to like bin this as fast as possible to get 4 life. Like in the aggressive matchup, I think if I'm playing this, I'm trying to get that to pop off ASAP. One of the other better targets to blink is Skyclave Apparition. This is also a card that has kind of taken over the format as it's just really good against pretty much everything that's going on. I mean, it gives you protection against creatures, artifacts, enchantments, just any permanent-based thing that's 4 CMC or less, and most of the stuff you care about is going to cost less than 5 mana, so you should be able to tag it with Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, they get a thing when this leaves play, who cares, whatever. Pretty common line is just to like Skyclave Apparition, like a Maze Mind Tome, or just a more troublesome creature like a Scavenging Ooze or something like that. And then you just leave them with a 2/2 that you don't care about because you can either just overpower it, or you can sweep it away, or use a Glass Casket, or something to that effect. One of the other better targets, Solemn Simulacrum as well. I mean, there's no real bad targets in here, right? We're not playing bad cards just to say, oh, we get to blink them. But Solemn helps us ramp. Another one of these cards that helps us play slightly less mana sources and get them out of our deck quicker. Just a good value creature as well. If this gets Skyclave Apparition, that's probably the worst way for this thing to go. But generally speaking, it's either going to eat a removal spell, it's going to block something, maybe trade, then you get a card out of it. So most of the time, this is going to end up being a 3-for-1, which is pretty insane. And finally, Elspeth Conquers Death is, as we've seen on my channel many times before, just a solid card in and of its own. Eats something, gives you a turn to kind of go with whatever it is that you want to do, slightly less harassable in terms of like counter spells, removal, whatever. And then all else fails, you can just bring something back into play. On the top end here, we've got Shark Typhoon is a 2-of with 2 more on the board. Just solid all-around card. This just beats up on like the slower creature-based decks. Like something like Rogues is going to have a hard time with this unless they're sandbagging Brazen Borrower, or they want to waste like a Drown in the Loch or something. And Dream Trawler, the other top-end card. This card is just super hard for a lot of decks to destroy. Not a lot of people are on Sorcerer's Spyglass or other ways to shut off the hexproof ability. So it's just really hard for decks that don't have access to like Shatter the Sky or other similar effects to kill that thing. And then, of course, like I mentioned earlier, we've got the full set of Ameria's Call. We can play it as a land if we need to. Most of the time, I'm going to try and hold this as much as possible so we can get, a couple of 4/4s out of it. And then to plug in the holes here, a couple of Essence Scatters in here. PV's logic is that most of the things you care about are creatures, even in the control decks. Like being able to counter a Yorion and stop all the blink bullshit, or countering a Dream Trawler or something like that is way more impactful than countering, a neutralize, countering whatever, a Skyclave Apparition, or countering Elspeth Conquers Death, or, whatever. All this other stuff is fine to counter, but this is like the big thing you want to target. So like Negate isn't a card that would accomplish that goal, which is why you don't see any in the main, even in the deck as a whole. And last card I want to talk about real fast is Glasspool Mimic, just a land source that also can double up on Dream Trawler or Shark tokens, even in a pinch, something like Solemn Simulacrum or Skyclave Apparition. But you also get extra Yorion triggers. Like often, it's not like the first Yorion, it's the most Yorions. That's how these games tend to go. So having the full set here helps us maximize our potential for doing that. Thirst for Meaning, just some card filtration stuff. There's some shenanigans you can pull with Dream Trawler, like pumping it up post-combat, or post-blockers if they haven't blocked it and didn't think you would have lethal, and then all of a sudden it's +3 to the attack. Similarly, you can bin stuff for Elspeth Conquers Death if you want to do that. But it also just gives you a way to dump off cards like, Glass Casket against control decks, or Birth of Melodus that has no targets, or, just want to turn into a better card. Things like that. So that's basically the deck as a whole. Real quick on the sideboard, Giant Killer, just for mid-range creature decks, slower but larger creature decks like Mono Green, should also be pretty good there. Soul Guide Lantern, this is like a card he was talking about potentially, getting cut, but could help us out against Rogues or Rakdos, Kroxa-style decks. Glimpse is in here almost strictly for Rogues. being able to keep your graveyard nice and small so that their rogue synergies and cards like Drown in the Lock and Into the Story are basically turned off at most points. It actually seems pretty good. I haven't tried it out and hadn't thought of that, but I like the logic behind it. And oftentimes you're just going to be trading 1-for-1, 1-for-1, 1-for-1 with that deck for a while. So just having a card in your bin that you can, escape a few times, get a couple of cards up seems pretty good. Full set of Mystical Dispute against any decks with blue mana. So Rogues and Yorion in particular. Even against like the Selesnya deck, we're probably bringing this in just to keep Yorion under control. And you can tag other stuff with it too. It's not totally dead in slower matchups. A couple more Shatters for the aggressive matchups. Pretty obvious there. Shark Typhoon to bring in for control matchups or Rogues. Don't really want it many other places. And a 1-of Heliod's Intervention. Could bring it in any kind of Yorion mirror. Try to pop off some of this Omen of the Sea, Elspeth Conquers Death nonsense before they get max value out of it. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. Let's get into the game. It's already jawed enough here. So there are other variants that have, red mana and black mana added in there for various reasons. We're just going with the lean, mean, blue-white machine here. See what we can do. Alright, well, see, this is what I'm talking about. If we had one more land, this would be, I would basically consider this a mana source, but because we don't and we're on the play, I think we have to mulligan. What is this? We're looking at Lurrus, so this is most likely Rogues. Guess this is alright. We can dump probably Elspeth Conquers Death. I don't think that card's going to be very good here. Dream Trawler is a fine card to work up to, and we have mana to cast Skyclave Apparition ×2, so let's do that. We've also adjusted our sleeves and pet situation here to this Black Lotus pet. Kinda got tired of the owl hooting in my ear the whole fucking time, so yep, here we go. So Black Lotus is nice and quiet. We don't have to dick around with that. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Glass Casket this now. No reason to let him, like, just snipe it with the Drown in the Lock. Probably just pass the turn. Oh, he's gonna play Wind Rubber. Okay. I don't really want to Skyclave Apparition that, I don't think. I think I'm going to do this now. We can always Skyclave a turn later. See if we can find, like, yeah, Templed Enlightenment is exactly what I was looking for here. Another mana source. Fixes our mana, gives us another blue. That's a card I'm going to be siding out. It's because it has very few targets in this matchup. Alright, so he just cycles Cling to Dust. That was a bad cycle, or a bad target. He should have targeted Solemn Simulacrum. But I guess he's trying to draw a card. So. Okay, puts Lurrus in hand. I'm going to go ahead and Skyclave Apparition now. Because he's more likely to play something like Lurrus if he believes we've eaten, or like spent a removal spell to eat kind of a crappy card. Although he might decide that we have enough removal to contain what's going on, and he'll hold the Lurrus for a while. I think that would be the smarter move. The good thing about this is that even if he kills Skyclave Apparition, all it gives him is a 1/1. Yeah, that's... he tapped out for that, too. That's pretty good for us. So, like, I don't care about this 1/1 now. That's whatever. I'm gonna keep Temple. I don't think I want the 6 land for Dream Trawler quite yet. I also don't think I want that. Got 2 cards in the bin, 3 cards in the bin. I can roll with this 1/1 forever, so I'm not worried about that. Gonna Luris. We can try to Shatter here. He can't, what's it called? He can't either Mystical Dispute it or, Drown the Lock. I guess we could Elspeth Conquers Death here. If that resolves, I would much rather do that, because then we get our Skyclave Apparition and also make it so it's harder for him to counter next turn. This is like the one shot we're going to have at it, too. I'm down. He might have negates, I suppose, but it's not often. Alright, good. We got to convert, like, probably one of the worst cards in our deck. Nice. Okay, cool. So if we rip a land next turn, that's going to be awesome, because we can just slam Dream Trawler and call it a game, more or less. He could have, the guy that has Death Touch and flying, but whatever, you know, we can play around that. We have Skyclave Apparition. So here, I'm going to put Yorion into my hand, so I'm going to keep the Temple. Just work our way up to 6 mana. I guess that might have been okay, actually. We might have been able to try and get him. Like, we draw that during our draw step, and then play it before main phase rolls around. We can bin Dream Trawler to Elspeth Conquers Death. But he, depending on what he does here, he may have ended up having enough cards to cling to dust, which would have been bad. Oh, we can get Solemn. Solemn's even better than Skyclave here. Alright, good enough. Kind of an odd concede, but alright. Okay, so what are we citing out here? We don't want Elspeth Conquers Death, even though it was pretty good there. We have Glass Casket that can just as easily deal with that guy. So we're going to try our Glimpses. Want Mysticals and that. And I think I'm going to bring out... I don't think I want Essence Scatter. I don't think that's what this matchup's going to be about. I don't mind the Disputes because they're 1 mana, and they can counter like Drown in the Lock and his counter spells and stuff like that. But I don't think Essence Scatter is exactly what we're looking for. There's not that many creatures in the deck, and we've got so much gas to deal with those anyway. Similarly, I'll keep in Neutralize just because we might be able to, you know, snipe something with it. I think I'm going to side out 1 Shatter. We'll have 1 as like a Mize that we can draw into, but I want to play more to the board with this deck. With cards like Skyclave Apparition, Yorion, Dream Trawler, like Sharks from Shark Typhoon. I don't want to be wrathing those away, and I honestly I don't think I need this. We'll see how the game goes. Maybe my opinion will change, but that's what I'm thinking. One lander, huh? What's with the one landers deck? I did like probably 20 like test hands more or less, against like the bot. Again, like I've said before, just to make sure the mana works and all that. And never had any issue. Just getting a little bit of variance here. It's not the end of the world. Alright, I think I'm going to dump. I'm keeping this because we have 3 mana. I think I have to dump this neutralize. It's like pretty unlikely that that's gonna end up being cast for anything. We can always draw it later. Got a couple of Fabled Passages in the deck to give her a shuffle. Kind of just looking for things to do. I don't really want land right now. Got 4 other lands in our hand, essentially. 4 other mana sources. Open up. I think I'm just going to try and take the wind out of his sails. You know, all puns intended, apparently. I'm going to casket one of these. I don't want him milling a ton of our cards. He's going to main phase that. Okay. I guess he wants to just mill us maximum. Alright, well I think now we have to spend a Marius Call Skyclave Apparition to eat that. We have this Glasspool Mimic rolled up too, if we need to. Like if he plays Luris or something here, then we might be able to snap off a Glasspool Mimic to kill it. Okay, there's the one shatter. He doesn't know that. He might think that there's more shatters on the way. Okay, so let's play Birth. I think I'm going to play Birth and leave up Omen. And then we can always like Shark Typhoon for 2 or 3 or something a little bit later. This guy is not a clock. I'm not worried about that. I just want to be able to double spell here, and I don't need the second blue source at the moment. Got it, buddy. Hopefully he counters this Omen of the Sea. That'd be sick. Sweet. I don't want that. If only we had a second blue. Damn it. I said I didn't need a second blue, and then there's that. There's nothing he can really get back at the moment. Luris, so I guess it's probably not that big of a deal. Yeah, I think I'm going to take 1 turn off. We will try to, like, play Raugrin Triome, put Yorion into our hand, hold up Dispute, and then next turn, if it comes down to it, we can Glasspool Mimic, copy Apparition for Luris with Dispute backup. So we'll keep 1. See what we draw for the turn here. We can block the Luris with this 0-4 unless he wants to use like a removal spell on it. If he wants to use a removal spell on that, that's fucking awesome. I will also gladly trade the Skyclave Apparition for Luris if he wants to do that. Got it, buddy. We can also threaten to Yorion next turn. And we have Mystical Dispute back up for that. This might end up being a very good turn for us. Let's see, so if I block with Skyclave Apparition on Luris, eat it, then he gets a 2-2, doesn't really have any meaningful text, then we play Yorion with Mystical Dispute back up. If it resolves, we Glass Casket the Thieves Guild Enforcer, and then have a Yorion versus his, like, dorks. Like that. Okay. We're also going to gain 2 life off Birth of Militus, so it's not like the end of the world. Okay. Well, now we know Yorion's going to resolve. Wish I had 7 mana to get this Glass Casket down this turn as well, but oh well. Okay, so we have Dispute up to protect it against, hopefully, something, potentially. Let's do it this way. Let's see, so he's actually got a decent amount of power, so let's see, if we don't eat Luris, what happens? Does he have any creatures in the bin? No. We have a Glass Casket to tie that up next turn. We just eat this idiot. On either of these. So we can make a 4-4, which is big enough to block basically anything he's got and live off the Shark Typhoon. So yeah, let's just shove both. I guess land's not bad, because now we can still make a 3-3 and Glass Casket this turn. If he has Zarasan, I think we're dead, but, you know, oh well. Nope. Can't counter that with Essence Scatter, or with 2 mana that I don't have up. Alright, so there's Yorion down. I think what I have to do is block Luris, take 6. Or no, we can block Soaring Thought Thief and Luris here, take 4. Oh, it has Menace because of the fucking... that guy, that's right. Okay, so we take 7, go to 2. Glass Casket, eat Soaring Thought Thief. I guess I can block here. Alright, so he has no cards in hand. Dream Trawler's good. That's actually an insane pickup. Although he can just attack with Luris and force us to block with Yorion. Lose Yorion. Then he gets to replay that. Alright, so we basically can't get hit by anything but Merfolk Wind Robbers. I need 2 creatures to block Luris unless we Glass Casket. So if we Glass Casket and we make a 3-3 off Shark Typhoon, then we take 1 damage unless he rips a removal spell. And then we can Dream Trawler on the following turn. Alternatively, if we Dream Trawler now, then Yorion has to block Luris along with Wall, and we lose both. Dream Trawler blocks something. He buys back. Probably Soaring. Well, he only has one thing to buy back. I think we have to do this. I'm gonna Casket the Lurrus now. And then we'll Shark Typhoon in combat and see what happens. We can also Trawler plus Glasspool Mimic for too much longer. Or we can Glasspool Mimic to copy Yorion, I guess. Might as well tap out. I don't see... I guess we can make it a 2-2, and if we draw, like, Mystical Dispute, we might be able to do something, but... Seems kind of unlikely. And he could flash in, I guess if he flashes in Soaring Thought Thief, we're actually good. Never mind. Alright, everything's blocked. Cool. Seems like the right call. So we drew a land. $23 cards in the bin. We don't have, take Shark Typhoon, okay. Use Guild, okay. We don't have one of our, whatever the hell it's called. So. Neutralize isn't bad, but we're just going to slam Dream Trawler here. No attacks. Got it, man. Is he gonna cling to dust? Oh, he's doing that. Okay. Sure. So we can Glasspool Mimic to copy Dream Trawler. And then we can like hold up a Shark Typhoon as well to make another guy. So we'll have a lot of stuff going on. So let's see. If we attack with Dream Trawler, he either takes it or he blocks with Merfolk Windrobber. Names are hard to say. Then sacrifices it to prevent us from gaining life. And then he has 2, 3, 4 attackers on the backswing. We could Glasspool Mimic Yorion, but that doesn't seem to accomplish much because he's going to have a lot of Death Touchers to begin with. Let's attack with Dream Trawler first and see what he does here. Double Glasspool Mimic, hell yeah. Block and sack. Okay. Alright, well he's got one blue up. He might be able to counter one of these. He can't. Alright, so if he goes in with just Soaring Thought Thief, then we're losing Shark and Yorion, but that's not the end of the world. I guess I can always block with a Dream Trawler, too. Let's see, so let's pitch. Now he's got too many attackers, actually. He's got just enough. If we had one extra mana, we could make a Shark with Shark Typhoon, but oh well. He doesn't know that. He might think we have something. Alright, well, good beats. He was due to draw a removal spell. He hadn't drawn one in quite a while. Okay, so there's that. I guess we could try... like, having another couple of Shatters in. Like, maybe over Thirst for Meaning. Thirst for Meaning kind of seems dumpy in this matchup. I just want every card to, like, do the thing it's doing. And I was, like, basically shoving that every single time. We just want to make sure we don't die to this. Or die to, like, a wide board like that now. If we could have cast a Shatter when he had no cards in hand, that would have, like, just locked it up. Especially since our follow-up was, like, Dream Trawler. We'll try that, see what happens. So allegedly, hey, look, it's a 7 we can keep. Allegedly, this Rogues list is supposed to be the answer to these Yorion decks. Haven't felt like that so far, but who knows. Got it. Kind of sucks to lose a Shark Typhoon there, but oh well. I don't mind keeping a Dispute here in case he has, like, Soaring Thought Thief or something. Might be able to snipe it. Actually, land isn't bad here either. Yeah, let's keep it. Actually, yeah, getting it milled is fine. Ooh, that's not a bad pickup. Alright, let's just play... Let's play Omen here and make it look like we're kind of trying to dig for a land. Especially because we kept land on top, he might be like more incentivized to do that. To like try and interrupt us by milling stuff on his main phase. Let's see, I actually don't think I want Maze Mind Tome. Apparition's probably alright. It's a good follow-up when he plays Luris later. Alright, so this disguises the fact that we have Shatter. Okay, alright with that actually. I'm gonna play Solemn here, see what he does. See if we can bleed out some counter spells or something. Mission accomplished. Alright, so next turn I'm in a Skyclave with Mystical Dispute backup, especially if he bricks here. If you play something, then we're gonna shatter. What else? He, like, any of these cards are pretty good for him to take, to be honest. It's probably what he's, like, mulling over. Draw a land here, actually. I'm just gonna Yorion and say fuck it. Glass casket. Alright, well, he knows about the shatter. He can't do anything about it for 1 blue mana right now. You might have, actually, the like, force spike that gets better for more creatures in your party, but I don't believe that. Whatever. He doesn't get to draw a card this way either. Outside of, you know, doing that. And now he has to, like, you know, figure out something. And we have Casket, Dispute, Yorion. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I guess we can Casket him, and then see what he does. He doesn't have anything else in the bin, so whatever. Go ahead and get Yorion into our hand, I suppose. Grab 3rd white in case we draw like a Myria, Call of a Myria, or whatever the hell it's called. Well, nuts to that, apparently. So what happens? Play Yorion here. If we play Casket, he sacks Windrobber, Lurrus, grows back Windrobber. Yorion probably bites it to a counterspell, but that's likely not changing. Whatever. Just make him have something. Okay. That's why you bring in Mystical Dispute in the Selesnya matchup, but sometimes they just, you know, they just go for it and that's it. Alright, if we draw Blue Source, or if we draw any land, Glimpse is a good pickup there. So it's 3 mana. Alright, so now we can Yorion with Mystical Dispute back up. That's pretty good for us. Because even if he kills it, then, I mean, we're still up cards, and we're getting a Drown on the Lock out of the deal? Hell yeah, dude. Okay, so we're going to be up 2 cards. So we got Glimpse of Freedom now to, like, turn off our graveyard a little bit. Let's see, don't want either of those. That's a good draw. I think I actually am going to take this Neutralize. Just as we might be able to set up a turn that's like Skyclave Apparition, hold up Neutralize. If he doesn't do anything, Glimpse of Freedom. You know, something like that. Or with like 1 hard counterspell, I think is probably pretty good here. He has to have a removal spell if he wants to attack here, at least profitably. I guess he can just block here. Or he can just sacrifice here, so whatever. Or not. That was a misclick, that's for sure. That was definitely a misclick. Oh, never mind. He had Death Touch on there, so he was like, whatever. They care. Let's see, we can try to casket this guy. Then we have casket plus counterspell. Let's see, what is he gonna do? He's gonna do something here. I guess if we do it this way, then we'll have an extra blue up, and he might think that we have, like, something. Like another Mystical Dispute or whatever. Bring it on. I think that's worth countering. I don't want him getting a zillion cards up on me. He can lure us now, that's fine. I have Skyclave Apparition and or Dream Trawler. Okay. Let's see, so he spent Drown, Mystical. What are the chances he has another Mystical Dispute? I would really love to sneak this Dream Trawler into play if I can. Feel like he probably wouldn't leave himself open to that, though. Because he knows we have it, right? Let's see, so if he plays Lurrus and then, like, does some shit, then he'll have less mana. What does he get back if he lures his Merfolk Windrobber? I don't care about that. So I'm gonna Omen of the Sea plus Glimpse of Freedom here. I guess we can Omen right now and see what he does. He gets Merfolk Windrobber back, so there's no just like accidental milling shenanigans that'll happen. Loot. So let's eat some shit here. Balls in our bin now. Glimpse of Freedom. Okay. Ooh, Neutralize is not bad. We can try to Wrath and have Neutralize up. I think that's a fine call right now. He gets no cards. If he has like a, yeah, he doesn't have a counterspell. If he has a Call of the Death Dweller, we can neutralize that. Pick a fight over it at least, see what he wants to do. Sure, we have Skyclave Apparition for that guy, I'm not worried. Apparition, rather. Not Apparition. Clear some lands off the deck, hell yeah. Do you have Cling to Dust? Oh, Call the Death Dweller. So yeah, I'm gonna pick a fight here, see what he wants to do, because we don't have another Wrath. Okay, so he does have Dispute. So that's his third Dispute? Second Dispute. Okay. So Lurrus has both of the things on it. It's good for us because we're going to Skyclave Apparition to kill Lurrus. And then hopefully soon we will have the mana to cast Trawler through Dispute. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to draw at least one card here. Yeah, we're going to draw one extra card. Hopefully this resolves. No drown in the lock, please. By Lurrus. I guess we could glimpse. Let's glimpse now in case we draw a land, like a tap land. We want to cast one from our bin too, so we want to try and shrink this graveyard ASAP. Failing that, we have other glimpse to cast. Ooh, we have a glass casket as well. I think I'm gonna casket this Soaring Thought Thief. Fuck it. He obviously doesn't have a counterspell. Oh, he does. Oh, he was planning on killing Skyclave Apparition. Okay, well that's 3 drowns and 2 disputes down. So next turn, Trawler's coming, whether he likes it or not. Ooh, and we can play around Dispute too. Alright, Trawler's in. Might have Soaring Thought Thief here, but it's not that big of a... Alright, cool. So we've got Glimpse to pitch. Plus we have Glimpse in the bin to draw an extra card if we need to. Alright, he's digging now. He needs something. Alright, so let's get Birth, Shatter, Dispute, Neutralize out of here. Hell yeah. Shark Typhoon's a good draw here. That's a good draw too. I think I want to play this first before we attack, just in case he has like some flash death touch nonsense I'm not thinking of. Boom. Alright, cool. Now we're good. Not this. Alright, this game's over. With double Shark Typhoon there, yeah. And double Dream Trawler. Unless he, like, totally comes out of left field, like Extinction Event or something, like, this game's over. Give me the Black Lotus. I think I'm just gonna make a 4/4. Turn up the heat. Alright, that's a good card to pitch Dream Trawler if we need to. So now we can go, we could go in with Skyclave Apparition if we wanted to put him on having something to not have lethal this turn. But I honestly can't think of what he might do, and we can draw 2 or 3 cards here, so Dream Trawler just ends up being lethal anyway. We don't have to risk Skyclave Apparition in combat. The Trawlers alone are already lethal. Like I said, this card is very difficult for people to deal with. He might even just throw in the towel here, to be honest. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just gonna Glimpse from hand, Glimpse from bin. Yeah. That's what I would do anyway, if he hadn't done that. Why does opponent's deck show white mana? Oh, it's the Lurrus, okay. Alright, so Rogue's supposed to beat this deck, and maybe he just kind of drew poorly there in the last few turns, but that was a fun match. I mean, it wasn't a cakewalk or anything. There were definitely some tight turns there. Alright, these games are going to be long, so let's just get right back into it. They often are when Yorion is involved. Alright, this is what I'm talking about. We can use this hand. Triome into Plains, Birth of Meletus. Only need 1 blue mana for the time being. Although second would be fine by turn 4, so we can have Scatter plus Omen up. This is a Yorion matchup. Unsurprising. Cool. This is probably either Esper or like Doom Foretold, Black-White. Yeah, wake up. Wake up, Black Lotus. No counter magia to be had here. Not that they would ever counter Birth of Meletus, but whatever. Now we find out. Blue mana or no? What are you thinking about here, Haas? No blue mana. Okay, probably just blue-white then, or black-white. Target his own Cling to Dust cycle. Okay. Seems a little dubious when he can assume that Elspeth Conquers Death is in the deck. Oh, he's got these cool, like, showcase M21 lands. Ah, he does have blue. Interessante. 4 mana. What could he do on 4 mana? You could have Solemn. You could have Doom Foretold. Seems kind of bad. They Doom Foretold right now, but whatever. Think. I'm just gonna sit. I don't want him to Solemn me. And next turn we can Birth plus Fabled Passage for like a second blue source or whatever. I can't do anything about that. It's fine, because he's going to have to ditch, like, 2 cards at least. He's got, what, 9 in hand? Yeah. Okay, 1 card. Play Omen here. Keep them both. They're both good. Glass Casket, that's a fine pitch. So let's see, let's go ahead and Birth here now. Plains. I'm just going to play Plains. No reason to let him know we have another land in hand. Alright, so he's like sort of up cards on us, but not really. This deck does have Doom Foretold. That's like the main reason to play black in the deck. Probably has like hand disruption, maybe a little bit of creature removal. I get to double spell, which is nice. Apparition. How good is Apparition here? Keeping the land, I'll keep Apparition because I'm not exactly sure what he's got going on. If he has like a Doom Foretold or something a little bit later, I'd prefer to get that out of play. Okay, so let's see. I think what I'm gonna do is he can Dream Trawler us next turn. So I think what I want to do is put Yorion in hand plus Fable Passage, and not play the Temple right now. And we're gonna pitch our own Glass Casket. Yeah, that's fine. I guess we could Casket the Shark. And then if he goes to play Trawler, we'll just Shatter. Oh, right, he didn't do that in our main phase, he did it on the end step. That's okay, not a big deal. Tranquil Cove, huh? I don't think that deck plays any, if any, counter spells in the main. I'd have to look. I mean, it could be this guy's own unique take on the list, so can't really rely on like a list on the internet to give you total guidance. Okay, so he's Yorion in hand. So he's got Essence Scatter up, possibly. So I don't think I want to Yorion here, most likely. I do have a backup Yorion, but I'm more concerned about being tapped low if that happens. Actually okay with that. I'm going to keep that because we're probably playing one of these as a land. So what happens? We play Yorion here, it gets countered, and then he untaps and plays like Dream Trawler, and we have Shatter for that. And he doesn't get to draw a card. Okay with that, actually. We have a backup Yorion if it does get countered. Second it didn't. Oh yeah, we're taking both of those. Yeah, I guess we can take that too. Alright, somehow he's actually down on cards. Actually, well, not exactly. So we need to discard one card. 1, 2, 3, 6. Let's discard the Skyclave Apparition. I don't think that's coming up. This puts the onus on him to have to do something now. Okay. Now we can ECD him back. The classic ECD, your ECD play. Actually, am, I think, gonna pay 3 life here in case he goes for, like, something stupid. Some dumb creature that I can counter. We'll give him pause anyway. He might have another ECD, which, you know, good beats if he does. Little reluctant to just slam Dream Trawler there in case he has like a Shatter or something. Plus, I don't want him having an ECD. That was the best turn to be able to play it. Apparition to eat Omen of the Sea. Guess that's fine. We can just shatter next turn. Hold up Essence Scatter. Or we can do that. Yeah, if he flickers Treacherous Blessing, I don't want that happening. So we gotta shatter first before play this Dream Trawler, so let's do that. Plus we get a 2/2 out of the deal. Hell yeah. Okay, so what are we bringing back? We're bringing back Skyclave Apparition. Can eat his Omen of the Sea, potentially. Three, four, five, six, seven. I kind of think I just want to hold everything. Don't see any reason to play either of these cards as a land. He's gonna cling something. He might go to cling Skyclave Apparition, I suppose. That was the Yorion from his companion slot. Oh man, I wish I had Thirst for Meaning here. I guess the target's already been declared. That would be pretty sweet, though. That's how that worked. Oh, okay. He decided against it. There is an argument for targeting Treacherous Blessing here, because it's a way better Yorion target. But whatever. Two top, huh? Alright, so what are we doing here? Let's get in for 2, see what he does. I think I just want to... I just cast a Miria's Call here? If a Miria's Call gets targeted, I guess I could Yorion here. Look at these two. I don't care about a 2/2 versus a 3/3, but keeping this off the table as like a Yorion thing, I think might be better. And I don't really want to expose these Dream Trawlers to a Wrath at the moment. Let's try this. Plus we get a card up. It's fine. I just don't want him to have anything good to Yorion. That's kind of what I'm like a little concerned about. Yeah, you go away. That's fine. He's at 17. The one ding per whatever is not a big deal. One ding per spell. Okay, so... yeah, I think this is fine. 6 Krads in hand to his 5. Plus our board is way better. Like has to do something now. This also means we have a good blink target. He can't kill this for like any good value or anything. Just a Grey Ogre at the moment. Doom Foretold. Okay. Goodbye, Skyclave Apparition. Why is this guy roping me? I guess I probably need to play some lands here to catch up to him. He's like 3 lands ahead of me at this point. Okay, Dance of the Mance, yep. That's a card. We probably need to bring Soul Guide Lantern in this matchup, just to blank that card. Goodbye. So what do we do now? We just... 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I guess we could play this Amiria's... Amiria Shattered Skycleave. We can eat... Glass Casket to eat Treacherous Blessing, and then Elspeth Conquers Death to destroy the Doom Foretold. That wasn't like the worst Dance of the Mance of all time for us. This puts him on having to do something like Shatter the Sky, and if he doesn't, then we can just like kill him. Drew a shitload of cards. There's definitely like a world where this goes like super bad for us, but whatever. If it doesn't, we're in really good shape and we kill him next turn. Theoretically. Barring him having anything here. And we still have double Dream Trawler locked up. Banishing white, okay. Oh, we can Glass Pool, mimic that garbage. If he plays like anything else here worth hitting with Skyclave Apparition. I guess we can always hit like Casket, that's totally fine. I wonder what happens if I just slam Dream Trawler here. Alright, so I think we have to get rid of Yorion, because we are going to Glass Pool Mimic to copy Skyclave Apparition, eat Glass Casket, eat Banishing Light, eat Doom Foretold, and if we draw a land, we can also Dream Trawler. Hell yeah, okay. See, this also gets all of his enchantments and shit out of here. He has, what, none? He has 1 Treacherous Blessing in his bin. And now he, like, has to Wrath us. If he doesn't have a Wrath, he's, like, fucking dead. Big time. He's not literally dead, but he's in not a great spot. And our Elspeth Conquers Death is threatening to bring back a Yorion, which is great because we have a couple of cool things I'd like to blink. Not the least of which is this Dream Trawler if he Wraths. So, I think we're in decent shape, is what I'm saying. And if he doesn't, then we can bin can bin this other Dream Trawler to Dream Trawler and get ready to bring it back with Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay, you have a Shirk. I don't think that did what he thought it was going to do. Ooh, that's a good draw. Alright, so now we Yorion to flicker Elspeth Conquers Death and the Skyclave Apparition. Actually, let's just flicker them both. He gets an extra 2/2, but I don't care about that. Actually, I think I'm going to hold that. That'll be a good card to pitch. Might as well flicker this too, I guess, right? Give us an extra blocker. No reason not to. I guess I could have Wrath there. That would have been fucking cool. Select an object to copy. Oh, we have a Glasspool Mimic. I think I'm just going to copy this, because I don't want to flicker all my other shit out again. And it doesn't do anything else if we do it that way. Apparition here. Oh, that's right, because our one Skyclave was a Glasspool Mimic. That's right. I was like, why are we doing that? Alright, so he needs to draw something. That's what that means. Bottom, bottom. Eats something big time. Look at these games, man. It's just like giant haymaker one way, giant haymaker the other way. Like, he has Dance of the Mance and shit, which is it's way better now that Teferi Time Raveler isn't in the format in terms of sitting on the other side of it. That card can be a beating. He's got what? 2, 3 now? 4, actually. Ooh, Glass Casket. That's just a kill. If it resolves. I guess he could cycle Shark Typhoon X equals 4 here to live. Or like X equals 1. Doesn't matter. Omen of the Sun. Okay. You're at 7 life points. What else you got? Oh, he's casting that before the Elspeth thing goes off. That makes sense. Let's eat the shark. Okay, I'm going to take a very quick break, run to the restroom. I'm just going to kick my mic off and the camera, so I'll be right back. Okay, back. So in this matchup, I think I actually have to keep Shatter. What do I even want? I feel like most of our stuff's pretty good. I guess. So Essence Scatter's a little dubious, only because he has Dance of the Mance as well. I think I'm going to remove 2 of these for 2 Soul Guide Lantern. And probably like 1... Let's go 1 Birth for the Heliod's Intervention. We're going to try it that way, because I kind of need to be able to protect against both lines of play. Like if he goes Yorion into a bunch of shit, I want to have some ways to stop that. Like neutralize and the I guess we keep this Heliod's Intervention, but I also want to have like Dance of the Mance protection with a couple of extra Shattered Skies, because that can actually just kill us, and that would be bad, Ray. Let's get that out of here. Be cheap things to do. Yep. No Birth of Militus from us. That's a good card. Not on the play, though. I guess it's fine on the... Have to bin a card, though. I will keep both of these cards. Both of these magical cards will be coming to my hand. Yeah, do just something like that. Not casketing a wall for no reason. We're actually gonna like take back the play by playing Solemn here. Give me 1 mana up on him. That's pretty decent. Yes, Island. So we can threaten to Dream Trawler him next turn, in theory. Little wary of doing that in the face of a Doom Foretold, but, you know, you never know. It's nice that this, like, kind of plays around Doom Foretold. Having 2 4/4 flyers that don't get sacrificed to that. It's kind of nice. Okay. Let's see. I think I want to sacrifice Solemn here, because we can always get Solemn back with, what the hell is it called? Elspeth Conquers Death. This gives us a better chance of finding it as well. Take action. Essence Scatter. That's not bad. Let's get this Triome into play. I don't think there's any reason to do anything else. Alright, so Treacherous Blessings out of here. Or, I guess Birth makes sense. We could pitch, we're gonna sacrifice this Omen of the Sea before anything happens. Oh, he put Yorion into his hand. Let's see what we've got here. Probably just pitching the land would be my call. My guess, rather. And I think I'm just going to slam Amiria's Call next turn. So let's get Birth out of here. By Plains. Let's call. We'll just see what he does here. Plays around another Doom Foretold, unlike Dream Trawler. He doesn't have anything we want to Glass Casket. This also gives us 8 power in the air over his dinky little ground dorks. And they live. Wow, he's gonna spend a Banishing Light on one of these tokens. Okay. That's a good sign. Because what I'm probably going to do next turn is slam Amiria's Call again. We'll put him on the 2-turn figure it out plan. Let's see, he could Yorion, I guess. I wouldn't want that to happen. We could Essence, or Dream Trawler with Essence Scatter backup. That was just pretty hard to another Doom Foretold. What's he having his bin? Got Doom Foretold, Birth. So if he dances the Mance to get Doom Foretold back, that's not the worst. What I'm kind of concerned about is that he's going to play Yorion next turn and we just get, like, outclassed. We don't have a good way to attack through it without losing a creature. So I think I am just... Let's gamble a little bit and see what happens here. I don't think this deck plays any counter spells. I would be, like, pretty surprised. Okay, so they have Mystical Dispute. Little surprised to see that, but it's about the only counterspell that I could reasonably expect them to play, I think. Yorion wouldn't be a bad play here because it does flicker this Banishing Light to get the 4/4. Let's see what we can do. If you have another Mystical Dispute here, then, you know, whatever. Game. Well, it's not a good game, but... well played, I suppose. So we'll get in for 2. There we go. That's a card. Shark type to block. Okay. I think that means it's Amiria's Call plus Soul Guide Lantern time. Yeah. Let's do it. And let's just get Doom Foretold out of here, just in case something happens and we misclick. Alright, he could have his own Amiria's Call here. That is a thing. If he does that, we can Casket plus Yorion Casket. Hit him for 4, have 8 power. Dude, this thing is fucking cool. Okay. That's a good start for us. He can only cast 2 more spells if he doesn't want to die on the crackback. Okay, so he does have his own. turn. So let's eat one of these with Glass Casket. Smack him for 8. If he doesn't block here, he like can't cast anything, so he has to block. And then we can hold this Yorion just in case. Actually, we need to put it in our hand, don't we? Alright, so yeah, let's get into our hand. So Dance of the Manse is cut off as an out for anything. We have lethal. Basically, either of our creatures. If he's going to gain 2 life, I suppose, next turn, so he could take 1 hit and, you know, gain a couple life and maybe play a couple things. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. 2-0 in the Yorion game. Hot hand in the dice game, baby. Okay, so Soul Guide Lantern did have a purpose there, thankfully. Take it, I guess. Quick review. Let's see. Anything feeling like it's not cutting the mustard? This was actually pretty fucking cool to have in the Rogues matchup. Now that I've like seen it in action, it didn't like completely, you know, nix their bonuses or anything like that, but just having like a thing to pay 3 to 6 mana and get a couple cards up and craft your game plan around, because their clock is so slow. That's what I noticed when I was playing the deck on Sunday, I guess. Like, you just do not kill people very quickly. At least in the list with Luris. Because you don't have Brazen Barber, you don't have Zerasan. So it's really hard for you to, like, turn the corner, like, pivot into the aggressor in the matchups where you're trying to play a control deck. And you're plinking away for 2 to 3 damage a turn. That's just not enough. So having this card was really sweet. So, yeah, that's probably going to stay. The only card I'm, like, just looking at this, like, not totally sold on is Giant Killer, like a one-of Giant Killer. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like this should probably just be, like, it's, what's his name? Realm Cloak Giant. Like, I get that this doesn't kill, like, Bone Crusher Giant. That's like the only relevant giant. I guess it doesn't kill Beanstalk Giant, but like the decks that you want this card against are very rarely also the decks that you'd want this against. And we've got like Glass Casket, Skyclave Apparition to like kill the Bone Crusher Giant. So I could see this as being like another Wrath effect. And plus this one gives us a 7/7 creature on the back end. I'm not going to make any adjustments right now because I honestly don't think that's going to come up, but that's kind of just where I'm thinking. Everything else feels like it's been pretty good. Alright, yep, his hand's fine. Let's go with Plains. Let's make him think we're on like maybe Selesnya or something. Gilded Goose. Alright, Alright, so yeah, this is definitely like the Selesnya food version of the deck. Alright, so let us birth. I guess there's an argument to, like, casketing the goose. Whatever. That seems kind of dumb. Okay. Oh, nothing. Nothing, huh? Alright, let's Apparition the goose. Because if they kill Apparition, then they get, what, a 1-1? Who fucking cares? They also can't stop this. Goodbye. They get an extra food. Who fucking cares? Put like Trail of Crumbs or whatever. Cool. Yeah, I really don't care. I got this checked with the wall, and even though they're going to sack a food, I'd rather they do that now while they have no Trail of Crumbs. Unless they play it, you know, on their turn, I suppose. In which case, good beats. Another island. Alright, we just need Elspeth Conquers Death. We can wrap this game up. Hawk. Get a food out of here. Don't care. Nice, great card. Excellent. Let's see. I do want to get this Omen of the Sea into play, I think, before I do anything wild and crazy with Yorion. I think what I'm going to do... Glasspool Mimic to copy Solemn, get another land, play Temple, Scry, or no, I'm sorry, I'm actually going to play a Plane so I can Omen, and then next turn I'm going in. I guess we could have played Temple. I didn't math correctly. I thought we had to pay for that for some reason. Oh, why does it give me the stupid art for that one? Whatever. Okay. I would gladly take 4 or 5 or whatever the hell this guy wants to spend to deal me damage. Cool. Take 4. Let's see what we can find here. ECD? Mary's Call is pretty good. 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I'm just going to keep both of these. Because what I'm going to do is Yorion. Oh, I guess if I Alright, so ECD second chapter is going to go off here. So, if he plays Yorion, I won't be able to counter it if I also play my own. I also can't flicker this Solemn. He was smart. He killed the actual Solemn Simulacrum instead of the copy. I guess I can just Temple, put Yorion into my hand, leave Essence Scatter up. Not that his Yorion's going to do anything like that great here. Color seems fine. He's going to have a hell of a time beating that card. What happens if I just play a Maria's Call here? He plays Yorion, it doesn't do anything meaningful other than kill this Solemn. Now, let's do this. So here's the plan. We're going to let this ECD kind of do its thing. It's not getting anything back. It's not a big deal. Next turn, we will Yorion. Actually, no. Next turn, if we draw a land, especially next turn, I guess we can always play a Maria's Call. It might not come down to that card. And I think I'm going to keep this, because what I want to do is, next turn, Dream Trawler. And that'll let us hold up Essence Scatter. So we can either pitch it if he plays like Elspeth Conquers Death or whatever, or we can counter his own Yorion if he plays something of meaning this turn that he gets to flicker. And if he doesn't, the next turn after that we get to... Okay, we get to Yorion, pick this back up, copy the Dream Trawler, and we'll have 2 Dream Trawlers. I don't know what he's going to find here. Sure. Alright, well. I guess part of that plan's out the window, but could be worse. Could be way worse. Take action. Give me that Dream Trawler. My turn. Alright, Fable Passage. So now we Dream Trawler, leaving Essence Scatter up. His Elspeth Conquers Death goes off, does nothing. We have Essence Scatter for whatever stupid thing is. Alright, so in theory, does he have any instant speed ways to make food? I don't think so. Yeah, take it. Okay. So we can casket one of these. So what happens? If we attack here, we casket one. Does he block? I don't think he blocks. And then he... So I don't think I need to hold up Essence Scatter, because it's not... There's not a lot that's going to do. Like, Yorion doesn't really accomplish much here. We've got plenty of cards to sack to Dream Trawlers to make sure that they don't get, you know, destroyed by something. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to casket one of these angels. I'm going to attack Dream Trawler. Okay. Now we're going to Yorion to flicker. Actually, I'm gonna do this just in case he ends up having like any instant speed bullshit next turn. I'm gonna Yorion to Flicker, Omen of the Sea, Glass Casket. Also because we want to make sure our scries on Omen of the Sea are good. Flicker all of this, because why not? Play a tap land, and we still have Essence Scatter up in case he plays like anything that we can't. You know, anything that we feel like we need to get rid of. Alright, so we answered his Amiria's call. And you know what? I'm going to take another Glass Casket in case he has another Amiria's call. We have our own as well. So we answered his Amiria's call without really having to do too much. Like, Glass Casket came through real strong right there. Trail of Crumbs is fine. That's 2 mana intensive for him to really do too much this turn. Care about this. What is he doing? 7, maybe 9. I guess he can sack food and pay it into Trail of Crumbs. So if this was also a 4 power, we could kill one of the wolves, or at least like block and not lose one of our creatures. But I don't care about this. It's like 7 or 9, however much you want to hit me with. You got it. If he doesn't play anything meaningful here, we'll just Amiria's call, and that'll give us a couple chump blockers if it really comes down to that. Llanowar Visionary. I think we're going to counter that because we have an extra Essence Scatter. And he tapped like a shitload of mana. Oh, he doesn't have another card in hand anyway, so whatever. He's not dead, but he's effectively dead, which is just as good. Alright, so we knew that was coming. Let's get in there. I imagine this card's probably coming out after board. Unless he, like, absolutely needs the mana. Smack you. Apparition is really good against this card, too, because it just fucking kills it. And yeah, they get a 4/4, but, like, the food interaction stops being a thing. Send me an angel. And I think I'm just holding this Plains. No reason to play it. It's a card we can ditch Dream Trawler if we need to. There's no way, so he has 7, 8, 9. There's no way you can make 4 food at instant speed, so whatever. Like, in theory, we could block one of them, I suppose. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Go away. Just lock it up. Doesn't matter, game's locked up anyway, but... Right, 1. Okay. Alright, so what do we want here? I assume this is the Yorion version of Selesnya, otherwise I don't know what it's doing. I mean, honestly, our deck is pretty well set up for this. He, like, didn't have shit going on that game. This is, like, all he drew. I mean, like, look at, compared to what we had fucking going on, we just, like, crushed the fuck out of him. No, man. Maybe, like, one extra shatter. But I don't even think we need that. Like, this is a matchup where we could conceivably bring in Giant Killer. Apparition is really good against Trail of Crumbs. Intervention might be okay here as well. He has Trail of Crumbs, Elspeth Conquers Death probably. Did we see one that game? So, yeah, we did. Okay, we saw one. So maybe like one of these. This is like a maybe. I think keeping him off of Elspeth Conquers Death, like Resurrection, might be okay. That could be totally wrong. I could be just out of my fucking mind to bring that in this matchup, but whatever. Being able to tag like Trail of Crumbs, Elspeth Conquers Death seems pretty good to me. If it comes down, or like multiple trails or something like that. All of his creatures and whatever are kind of mopey and stupid. Mopey and stupid, just the way I like my opponents. This isn't a great hand, but I suppose we have Cycle Shark for a 1-1 at some point. ECD seems decent here. So hopefully he doesn't have like a turn 2 Trail of Crumbs, that would be pretty bad. No. That would be bad, Ray. As I've said earlier. I guess I eat a food for that. This Birth of Meletus will be pretty good here. Give us a wall to block the Llanowar Visionary for a while next turn. Take 2, go to 18, it's whatever. Nothing matters but that last life point, baby. Kept Tangled Florahedron in. That's interesting. Flicker Llanowar Visionary. This guy has no respect for the Wrath of God. Right, I'm probably cycling this Raugrin Triome, so let's just play the land here. Say go. If I could find Wrath here, that would be fan-fucking-tastic. Only got 2 out of 70-ish cards. For 1 in 35 to maybe hit it. But if we do, it's fantastic. Do I take 2 or what? You got something else? Black Lotus. So, for the record, my favorite flower in, like, reality is the Lotus. So, yeah, this is, like, right up my alley. Alright, so he's gonna draw a card, flicker Yorion, blah, 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 blah. Alright. I think this is a reasonable Yorion. It creates a Yorion loop. And actually, this protects it from, Wrath of God, because he blinks Yorion out. So, I mean, we can kill all this shit, we just don't get the Yorion. So, I mean, it's okay. It's not as good as he would like it to be. This is Scatter. That would have been nice to have. Okay, so let's just play Island here. And I think I'm going to cycle Shark Typhoon for X equals 2. So if he sends his Charming Prince in, we're going to eat it. Unless he has like some way to interact with that. Alright, so he's not sending Charming Prince in, that makes sense. Alright, so there's that. He doesn't have a sacrifice outlet for it though, so he needs to spend a lot of mana to make that do anything. Alright, I think I'm just cycling Shark Typhoon here. I would like to try and find a Wrath to interrupt all this nonsense, if I can. Like, worst comes to worst, we can just, you know, block it, Yorion for a turn or two or whatever. Okay. It's aight. So we could... Let's go ahead and ECD the, Llanowar Visionary here. That will at least, like, take him off of this, like, extra card per turn loop that he's kind of on at the moment. And he'll have to, like, spend all this mana doing Trail of Crumbs bullshit if he wants to, change that. Zone ECD, it's alright. Yeah, this will attack. There is a world where he may leave Yorion in play, although I highly doubt it. If he does, we can just fucking get him, though. Show him who's boss. Sure. Kogla, okay. He's gonna eat the wall, huh? Like an odd call. Alright, so I think we just eat Kogla here. Play Glasspool Mimic. And set up to have like double Emiria's Call over the next couple of turns. Actually, we don't even have to do that. We can hold on to Glasspool Mimic, I suppose. Let's play Fable Passage, because he might suspect that we have, Mystical Dispute for Yorion, if that's what he decides he wants to go for. I think we're in reasonable shape here. We've cut off his card drawing, we cut off Kogla without it getting any real value. This Charming Prince isn't doing anything but just like flickering Yorion for no real gain. And once we play Emiria's Call, he won't be able to get in for 4 damage. Sure. You have nothing in the bin, so I don't care about that. have been nice to have a mystical dispute there, but... I'm gonna do this now. It's whatever. Couple of 4/4s. Can't imagine that he has much in the way of being able to kill a 4/4 outside of Wicked Wolf, which I guess he could have been holding. If I were a betting man, he's probably got a Wicked Wolf in hand. Okay. Yeah, block. Oh, he just gets to bring it back next turn, doesn't he? I think it's fine saving the damage. Let's see. So I probably need to Glasspool Mimic to copy one of the 4/4s. And then put Yorion into my hand. Is that the best use of my mana? I guess I can Glasspool Mimic to copy 4/4. Trade 4/4s with his 4/4s. Next turn... Like, I'll play both of these Omens, EOT, and then hopefully Yorion will dig us up something, or we can just, like, play another Marius Call. Give me that. Cancel attacks, no attacks. It's gonna be a tight game. But, it's alright. He hasn't had any time to do Trail of Crumbs stuff, which is good for us. He's just, like, been trying to, like, maintain his pressure or whatever. Yeah, I don't care about that. That might not have been a bad as a scatter target, but... Alright, well now he's, like, gonna go way the fuck off. Fortunately. I just need to find Shadow the Sky here. That's like the big thing. Okay. Wait, did he not put a 1/1 counter on this Yorion? What the hell? I guess it doesn't really matter. He does get to start getting a shitload of cards on us, though, which is unfortunate. I really do need to find a Wrath of God, like, real bad. By Wrath, I mean Shadow the Sky. So do I want to sacrifice Omen of the Sea? If I don't, he can attack me for lethal right now. If I sacrifice Omen of the Sea, then I won't have mana to Yorion plus Flicker. So I think I'm going to take a draw. If we draw Wrath, great. If we don't, we can Yorion to flicker all this bullshit and look for a Wrath. I think that's fine. Main phase. Yorion. We've shoved a bunch of stuff to the bottom, so I don't want to shuffle it up with Fable Passage. So we're just going to do this. See if we can't draw up a Shatter the Sky. didn't have any Skyclave apparitions this game. That would have been nice. I guess there are some consequences to playing an 80 card deck. Let's see. So what happens? We block Yorion. 2/2, take 2 to 5. Might be able to get one more turn worth of digging, so we'll take Yorion. Either of those. Okay, Restoration we're not going to have time for, probably. Okay. Alright, that's cool. Alright, I'm going to run to the restroom real fast. I'll be right back. Okay, so what are we going to do here? I think the clear answer is we need more Shatter the Sky. We just have to keep his board under control, and then we win. I think I'm going to take out Shark Typhoon. This card doesn't seem to do a whole lot in the matchup. It's like, what's the best thing we do? We make this like a 5/5, eat a Yorion, and then he untaps, plays Wicked Wolf, kills it, and then goes from there. By that time, Yorion's already gotten a lot of value, and we can't like reasonably deal with Wicked Wolf by hoping to like block with one of these. So Shark Typhoon I think has to go. Heliod's is great because it cuts him off of all of his problematic stuff outside of creatures. So between Shatter, the counter spells, and Heliod's intervention, I think we can contain his board. Skyclave Apparition coming in clutch there as well. Casket to kill all the stupid little stuff, and then just overpower him with big flyers. Seems good. Okay, let's give it a shot. We're on the play this time. This isn't great, but we have Apparition, Elspeth, and Omen. I think we're probably playing this on 3 life. Unless we rip another land here. We pushed a Seagate Restoration last game because we didn't have time for it. That's perfectly fine, I will take that. So now we can establish Omen of the Sea and go from there. Sure. Now that we're on Quad Wrath, I feel a lot better about stupid nonsense like that. I keep both, I think. I think Skyclave Apparition's actually pretty good against him. So, and I like Amiria's Call better than I like Seagate Restoration in terms of a spell. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Eat his Tangleflora Hedron. That'll take him off of his, like, mana acceleration. Keep him down on our level in the world of the regular mana people. Plus, this also gives us our 5th mana for Yorion. It's like next turn we could Triome, put Yorion into our hand. We get to get in for 2 as well. Okay, hell yeah, we do. Nice. Boom. Triome. Go. Yorion. Into hand. Go. Alright, so what does he do? Like Wicked Wolf here? Yep. So he gets a 2-2. And we get to Apparition is Wicked Wolf. We can even birth him Elitis here. Yeah, why not? Next turn we can Yorion. Get all that extra value. I actually think I might take Trail of Crumbs here. Yeah, let's take Trail, because next turn if I get to Yorion, I want to eat the Wicked Wolf. Otherwise we can just ECD it. Okay. Dude. Sure. You can ECD that too. Let's see, so do I block here? Because we're going to Yorion... Or I'm sorry, we're going to ECD block here. Next turn, Yorion, ECD that. Save ourselves the 6 damage. He gets an extra 2-2. Take 2 to 15. Next turn, we take 6 to 9. If he has his own ECD, that's what punishes us. So we take 6 here. Next turn, we ECD. I guess we can kill... I really want to kill this, but we could kill Wicked Wolf if it comes down to that. I guess we could Yorion to Flicker, Apparition, Birth, Omen, eat Wicked Wolf, and just hope that he can't do too much. Great Hinge. Alright, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So get us an extra card deep, get us an extra land. We're going to resolve this first over Omen. An Apparition to eat, Wicked Wolf. We get a wall so we can check one of these other creatures as well, which is nice. Alright, so let's see. So we want to Yorion. Attacking doesn't really get us anything here. We can just like make him... We could check him, see if he wants to do anything. Okay. Figured I'd give it a shot. Okay, so let's Yorion here. Flicker all of our shit. Alright, so order of resolution, I want it to be... I don't want to pay... Yeah, fuck, I kind of want that. Let's play Glasspool Mimic here, because we have 7th land tied up for Amiria's Call. We already have a backup Yorion. I want Birth to resolve, then Omen, and then Skyclave. Although we do need to decide this ahead of time. Earth. Now we get to scry. Amiria's Call, land. Shoving land, keeping Amiria's Call. 2/4/4 Angels is pretty good on this board. Sure. Cool. Alright, so we're going to ECD the Great Henge next turn. We can block all of his attackers right now. Next turn we just chump Llanowar Visionary with a 0/4. Unless he like draws another Wicked Wolf or something in the meantime. going to leave Trail of Crumbs for now. But we are going to Yorion, Flicker, Omen plus Birth. Or no, I'm sorry, we need to Elspeth Conquer's Death here. Sure. ECD, eat, Great Henge. Or no, I'm sorry, we could actually eat Llanowar Visionary. Then next turn we can Yorion. Like, assuming this dies, he probably is going to have to kill this. Assuming it dies, then we can Yorion to flicker all this shit again. We eat Great Henge at that point. God, there's like a fucking million lines that you can play this deck with. Let's get this out of here. Attacks. We've got 2 walls. I don't think that's very likely that he gets to actually like get this Llanowar Visionary through. Wicked Wolf. Okay, so Yorion's dead. Oh, Skyclave Apparition is dead. Okay. Okay. It was 4/4. Question mark? Not missing anything, right? Okay. So he's gonna flicker out Wicked Wolf. See what we get to do here. We're gonna get to play Skyclave Apparition and Yorion. And it's gonna be fucking sick. Alright, so you go away. Tax. Land. White. Blue. Apparition to eat Llanowar Vision? Yeah, then we'll Yorion, bounce all this shit when it comes back, eat Charming Prince, Wicked Wolf, draw a card, then we'll have shit to block all of his stuff. Yeah, okay. Let's eat Charming Prince, just make sure that gets out of here, because if he gets a Yorion, then kind of fucked. Submit. It's back in. Okay. You go away. Okay. Don't want either of those. Shatter's great. It's not perfect, but it's alright. We can like double shatter if we have to. Pretty soon anyway. I mean, next turn we could if we absolutely have to. We have to spend an Emiria to make that play, but if it comes down to that, it comes down to that. And we have stuff we can grow back, actually. If we shatter, it's not the end of the world. We get to bring back Yorion. So double shatter might not be the worst here. Or at least like one shatter. Give him a 4/4, take 4 on the chin, whatever. Okay. Scry, okay. Bottom. Yep. I can usually predict what people are gonna do with that shit by the way that they, like, play it. Alright, so I am gonna shatter here. So I'm just gonna get in. What he does here. He could probably smell a shatter coming when I'm making this kind of play, so. Oh, but he's gonna do that. Even better. Hell yeah. Alright, so he's gonna get one card out of this, but I don't give a shit. Sure. That one food is gonna have to do a lot of work with Trail of Crumbs to get out of that shit. Let's do this, put a Maze Mind Tome. Start drawing crads. We'll get our Yorion back next turn. It's gonna be fucking sick! Plus we have another Shatter. Hell yeah. You got it, man. Cool. Gilded Goose is fucking sick, bro. What else you got? Anything? I just noticed this dude's username. Hell yeah, dude. Brainstorm Crow. That's fucking awesome. Alright, do I want to... I think I just want to cast an Amaria's Call here. I don't want to draw another card off this Maze Mind Tome, but I do want to Scry. Resolve. That is not a card I want. Alright, sure. Alright, you happen. So, let's... I don't care about Trail of Crumbs. Let's just get Yorion into play. Flicker, flicker. Let's just play an Amaria's Call here. Put 13 power into play, flying. Play Birth, whatever. I'm not gonna hold up Essence Scatter because he like can't respect it. He just like has to go for it now. What do you got, buddy? Let's go. Glass Casket might be okay. I'll keep Casket. Might be alright. I do like having, like, a removal spell. Alright, so you got a Llanowar Visionary. Cool. Great, excellent. Yeah. Let's go. Show me what you got, dude. Okay. Your Yorion cannot block my Yorion. Scry. So you can find it like an Elspeth Conquers Death or something. Perfect. Perfect! Main base, please. Goodbye. Take 13. Hell yeah. Give me that rank up, son. Game is so easy. Nice. Yeah, I don't know about the Selesnya matchup versus like any of the blue-white bases. Like, we just draw like so many extra cards relative to what they do. Plus, like, they don't really want to play Shatter the Sky when they, like, arguably could get away with playing it. Because they're more dependent on their creatures to get the job done when we have stuff like, you know, counter spells and Shark Typhoon to, like, surprise them out of nowhere, or this can just come into play and start generating tokens if they have to spend their Elspeth Conquers Death on Yorions and, you know, whatever else, so... I don't think I would want to be on the Selesnya side of that matchup. Alright, un momentito, and then we'll get into the next round. Okay, let's go. Everything's seemed to be pretty good so far. I mean, we haven't cast this card once, but it's... I understand why it's here. It's just like there to kind of like grease the wheels or whatever, if it comes up. So even though I've like basically pushed it every time we've ever seen it on the top of our library, I think it's fine. We can keep it. It's not like every card has to be like a banger, you know? Sometimes you need something to just get shit going. Alright. Here's one of those times where it's like, I'm on the draw, or I go first. Oh shit, I'm on the play. They have 25, or, yeah, 25 other lands. If I find a land, this hand is great. If I don't, this hand is ass. You know what? I don't care. We've won every match so far. Let's see what a one-lander can do in this hand. Don't keep these hands, for the record. Alright, so this is not another mirror. Alright, so we blanked. It's alright. We could still maybe... Okay, Cobra. Alright, well, we got a land. That's better than nothing. I think we're still in it. If we rip a land next turn, I think I'm going to Apparition this Cobra. And then, like, next turn we can birth into Omen or birth into Essence Scatter or something. Might Apparition the Llanowar Visionary. Alright, so we need to hit a land. Alright, so we're good now. Alright, so he's got 2 mana. What's he gonna do, like Elder Gargaroth or something? How did I call that shit? Are you kidding me? Okay, so there's Temple. So we can Omen. What's the best thing we can do here? We're gonna have 4 mana next turn, so the best thing we can do is increase our chance of drawing Shatter the Sky. So, in order to do that, play Omen first. We get the double scry, push if we don't have it, draw a random card, then Temple, push if there's not there, draw a random card. Okay, so it's not there. Draw a random card. It is not Wrath. Okay. So we can block 2, we take 8 to 6, ECD. Except we're not going to have the land to ECD. So we take 8, we go to 6. Block 4. I could take ECD, we could birth the Meletus, Apparition to kill one of his attackers, trade with Llanowar Visionary. This might be okay. We'll see. This is going to be tight. It's going to be real tight. Alright, well that hurts. It's not that bad though. We're still going to make the same play, except we're going to be down 2 more life than we would be otherwise. Oh, right, but he gets a 3/3 here. Fuck me. Alright, so birth into Plains, into Skyclave, Apparition, eat. See Cobra, because it's like the only way you could do anything like Degenerate next turn. Block here, still take it. I guess it doesn't matter actually, never mind. I kind of forgot that he could put a 3/3 into play. I thought he might just like draw a card. Okay, so we need extra shatters, we need Giant Killer in this matchup. We do not need Shark Typhoon, I'm pretty sure. And I think we can do with one less neutralize, not naturalize. Scatter will be good to like cover the early, you know, if he does that kind of shit again. Having one neutralize to draw in the like mid to late might be okay, but don't want a lot of that. I don't think that's what this matchup's going to come down to. That is not a hand we're keeping. This hand we can keep. I'm going to put bag ECD even though we could, in theory, need it. I think every other card in our hand is better. Use, okay. I think I'm going to play Tome here, because if I play Tome, I could scry into a 4th land and, like, on the following turn have, like, a double lander or a double spell up. Sure, I don't care about that. I'd rather save Essence Scatter for something that actually matters. Guess that's a land. Sure. Better to keep that than shove for, like, a random card. Now if he doesn't do anything, we can draw a card with Maze Mind Tome. Okay, so no Gargaroth this turn. I guess he didn't have a Lotus Cobra, so no Gargaroth to begin with. Crad. Okay. I'm not going to show him that we have double white yet, but I am going to eat this Llanowar Visionary. Hopefully. Oh, he just has priority because Goose can make a food. Got it, man. Don't care. A Felidar retreat. Oh my god, we're fucking dead. Alright, we need Skyclave Apparition immediately. That ain't it. Alright, I'm gonna play one of these Glass Pool Mimics, because because we're gonna have a lot of tap lands otherwise if we don't. Let's do that. We can take a little bit here. We're gonna draw one more card off of Mazemind Tome. We have a Shatter the Sky we can use to clean up some of these Felidars. It's not like the total end of the world. Okay. I have to save this Shatter for one more turn. I guess I can Casket a 3/3. Casket a 3/3, play another Glasspool Mimic, play Mazemind Tome. Or no, I actually want to be able to draw a card too. Or hold up Essence Scatter. Let's Casket one of these guys. That might make him think that we're like desperate to keep damage off, and then we can like make the Shatter the Sky better. If he plays like a Fabled Passage or something here. Alright, let's play Mazemind Tome. Let's crack this now, just in case something stupid happens. I don't want to take any chances. Alright. He might have just punked, like, totally punked us. Dream Trawler. Thank God we have the Shatter of the Sky. Nice. I'll take 3. Bring it on. Bring it on, motherfucker! Good crad. Dream Trawler, huh? The old Gargaroth Dream Trawler deck. Ooh, backup Shatter's really good there, actually. Alright, boom. Get out of here. Okay. Now, like I said, backup Trawler, really good here. I think I'm playing one more Mimic. One more. Yeah, go for it, dude. Alright, so we're taking a beating this turn. We're going to take a lot. 2, 6, 9, 13. Or 14, rather. Please don't kill me. 10, 15. Oh, this is lethal, isn't it? Oh, well, son of a bitch. Alright, well, he fucking got me. He had a negate. Good beats. Whatever, man. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, well. Whatevs. Is it 9:45? We got 20 minutes. I think we can get one more in. Let's try one more. Alright, Ryan Wu, what do you got for me? Why have I had to mulligan so much tonight? I'm so annoyed about that. Mulligan this too. Keep you go away and fuck you go away. Okay, so we got our 4th mana source. So we'll be able to have Solemn on time. Oh, those green-black adventures. Okay. Let's put Yorion into our hand. Might as well use our mana, right? No reason not to. Harbinger, okay. Not that. Solid. Take action. Blue. I think I just put the 0-4 in front of this. Or misclick, because Arena is stupid. And will never replace physical magic. Okay. Alright, I am just going to blink Solemn. This will give us a big thing to block Garrick's Harbinger. Also get us another land. Get another island here. And next turn we'll have Dream Trawler. And I don't really think there's anything they can do about Dream Trawler here. Alright, so we want the extra shatters. Probably not Shark Typhoon. Everything else seems okay. Scatter's a little dubious only because all their stuff's like pretty cheap, but we might be able to engineer a turn that's like turn 3, Skyclave Apparition, like eat something, hold up Essence Scatter, then untap and Dream Trawler, untap Elspeth Conquers Death or something. Seems fine. I guess we want the Giant Killer as well. Maybe cut like 1 neutralize for Giant Killer. Why is all my stuff like... It's all sparkly. All my stuff is sparkly. I like it. It's purple. I love purple. Just because it's like, yes, Marshall, this is exactly what you want to be doing with your life. Alright, let's just go. Alright, this Giant Killer better fucking hit fucking hard. His hand is not great, I'm not gonna lie. We have 2 Glasspool Mimics with, like, no Solemn, no, nothing real great to copy with it. No Skyclave Apparition. Whatever. We have turn 2 Birth of Meletus. That should buy us, like, some time, hopefully. I guess we could hold Raugrin Triome, play like Fable Passage, he's on the mulligan. Island into Birth. Unless we have Glasspool Mimic. I think I want to cycle this. But yeah, let's play... We're going to play Passage into Island, Birth of Meletus for Plains. Following turn we'll Glasspool Mimic. It's tough. Because if we draw like a bunch of land, we're going to want to cycle this. And I kind of want to cycle it anyway because I don't have a lot to do. Like, we need a creature in order for these to be anything other than land. Anything other than comes to play tapped islands. We could draw a Skyclave Apparition, that would be ideal. So, let's let's shoot for that being the game plan. Neutralize is kind of whatever here. We're not gonna have double blue for like another 2 turns at very earliest. Does he just have like temples to scry? No, he wouldn't have triomes if that were the case. No, he's green-black adventures, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Omen's alright here. We can play... Let's play Glasspool Mimic here. We can play Omen next turn. We can, like, second Glasspool or Ralgren Triome if we don't draw, like, anything else that we want to actually spend mana on. Okay with that, I think. That's not actually what any of my graveyard stuff is predicated on, but yeah, sure. I guess it doesn't hurt. Okay. We have to discard a card here. Let's see, so... I guess we can discard planes. He's gonna hit us with the discard again. Yeah, I think we'll keep both. Just gonna do this and like hope that this neutralize can protect us from whatever else he might have going on. Next turn we can ECD is Liliana. Yeah, it's like exactly what I was wanting to make sure we had a counter spell for. Like the card specifically, I wanted to make sure. Now we can make a discard. We'll get rid of Ralgren Triome. You discard another Liliana? Hell yeah. Fucking perfect. I should have discarded Yorion. You fucking suck it, buddy. Grow that back with ECD. Sure. You want to get in for 2 that bad, huh? Just do this. Kill a Zeus. Back or put Yorion into our hand. Call it a day. I think I'm gonna hold on to Fable Passage in case he has like another Liliana. I think I'd like to keep all these cards. He's already 2 Lilianas down, so yeah, unlikely that anything good comes up for him. Cycle. Cool. I'll play Island. It's fine. I like it. We'll hold on to it. Got it, boss. Yep. Let's just Yorion, bounce our shit, eat his Kazandu Mammoth. Gets a 2/2, don't care. Yeah, we'll just hold the cards. like a giant rush to play any more lands here. They're both great. Keep them. Next turn we can Skyclave plus Glass Pool. He like goes for anything stupid. Break this for planes. I think I'm just gonna eat that Murderous Rider. And we have Omen of the Sea up, so we're good. Sure. We're gonna Skyclave Apparition that Scavenging Ooze next turn, so I'm not too worried about it. Take 4, go to 14, it's fine. Got a Haas. Oh, he's just gonna play that? Okay. Let's see, so if I Shatter, he doesn't get to... Oops, he doesn't get to eat Yorion with the Scavenging Ooze. If I Shatter, I can get back Yorion anyway. Stop doing that. Yeah, sure. Alright, well, let's get in. In. 4 magic points. Deducted from your life total. Not that card. This card. We both get a card out of the deal. Sure. Eat what you want, baby. I'm not a Dance of the Man's deck, but makes sense that he might think that. Alright, let's play this. Let's get another planes. We'll play the planes and say go. Now our Yorion gets like literal max value. Plus 2 cards, plus Birth of Meletus, or he can just scoop the match, because it's hopeless. Okay. Fucking sick. Alright. Look at all these fucking rewards. Bunch of random stuff in a pack. Does life get any better? Alright, so let's throw that shit out. Okay, so, yeah, we managed to finish another round within 15 or 20 minutes. Fucking excellent. Okay, so, real quick, let's run over the deck. Yeah, this thing was awesome. Like, every card in this deck felt great. We literally never cast Thirst for Meeting, but like I've said on a few occasions, that doesn't mean that it doesn't deserve to be here. We almost were going to cast it. We had it in our hand that game, but we just had other stuff to do. So maybe that means this just needs to be like other more bombastic stuff to do. Like maybe cut this for one more like actual land, since we actually did mulligan quite a bit tonight. Maybe just like one more land, like a Scry land or something, like a Temple of Epiphany or something. Just to play another land, but still have a little bit of library manipulation. And maybe the one other copy can become like a, I don't know, a third Shark Typhoon in the main, and we can figure out another sideboard slot. Anyway, no, everything felt really good. Having total of, we actually had 36 lands, okay, because we had 9 between the Mimics, the Emerius Calls, and the 1 Seagate Restoration plus 27. I thought we were only on 25. That was my mistake. So that felt pretty good. All the cheap stuff felt really good. Birth, Glass Casket, Omen, Apparition were all all-stars. Maze My Tome really only came up in one match, but it was good. Got to grind some extra cards there. Mimic was pretty solid, actually, just copying Dream Trawler, copying Angels off of Emeria's Call, even just having like extra Yorions if it came down to that. Pretty good. 4x Elspeth Conquers Death, pretty good. I could see maybe going up to the 4th Solemn. Like if we were to cut both of these, go up 1 land plus 1 Solemn, I could be into that. Shark Typhoon in the matchup where we sided in against Rogues was really good. In general, it was fine, but yeah, I don't think there was really anything I would adjust here. Even Glimpse of Freedom, man. Like I said, in that one matchup against Rogues, this was, I hesitate to call it an all-star, but it was really good. Consequently, against like the Dance of the Mance deck, having access to this card was fine. Giant Killer in the last round, I mean, it never showed up, but we talked about that maybe being a Realm Cloak Giant and possibly being a better use of a sideboard card than having a thing that's just like a 1-for-1 trade, whatever. But yeah, everything felt pretty good. Thumbs up, PV. Did we lose any matches tonight? I have to go back and watch the VOD. I don't think we lost. Maybe we lost 1. We were either 100% or 80% win rate tonight, so that was pretty good. Anyway, I'm going to get on out of here. Right up at 3 hours, just about 20 seconds left. So if you joined me and you liked what you saw, I would appreciate the support here with a follow. I'll be uploading this onto my YouTube, so you can follow me there as well, or subscribe rather. YouTube.com/canman87. You can also follow me on Twitter at canman87gaming, where I announce when I'll be going live, what I'll be playing, all that sorts of stuff. So anyway, I will see you guys on Sunday. Not exactly sure what we're going to be playing, but I have had a hankering to play some Banjo-Kazooie. So that might be coming up. Possibly some more Brutal Doom 64. Kind of want to finish that up so we can move on to some other old school FPS that I've got in the queue, which I've only talked to one person about. They know it's coming, but it's kind of a cool one, more under the radar than most people are accustomed to seeing. Anyway, I will catch you all hopefully on Sunday. If not, have a good rest of your night. Thanks again for joining me. I will see you later.